Silence isn't the absence of sound, but the presence of peace. Think about that for a moment. It's not just about turning down the volume on life or finding a quiet room. It's about a deeper state of mind, a sense of calm that allows us to connect with ourselves on a much more profound level. In today's video, we're diving into the ancient wisdom of silence, exploring how Buddhist and Zen teachings can show us the way to peaceful living through quiet reflection. Hey there, and welcome back. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by the constant noise of life, whether it's external distractions or your own racing thoughts, then this video is for you. Silence holds incredible power, and today we're going to uncover how tapping into that power can transform the way we live. So, grab a comfy seat, take a deep breath, and let's explore this journey into peaceful wisdom together. Let's start by talking about something we all experience daily, the overwhelming noise of modern life. Whether we notice it or not, our environment is filled with constant sounds, the honking of cars on busy streets, the hum of machines and electronics, endless conversations happening around us, and perhaps the most relentless noise of all, notifications pinging from our phones. But it's not just external noise, it's the internal chatter too. Our minds are always racing, thinking about the past, worrying about the future, and juggling all the to-do lists and responsibilities of the present. Is it any surprise that finding peace in such chaos feels almost impossible? We're navigating life amidst a constant barrage of distractions. Have you ever tried to focus on something important, only to feel like your brain is so cluttered with noise that you can't even think straight? It's like trying to hear a whisper in a room full of shouting voices, nearly impossible. This overwhelming noise, both external and internal, can leave us feeling disconnected, stressed, and mentally drained. Yet, in this hectic world, we often overlook the profound power of silence. How can we rediscover the peace that comes from quiet when the world around us seems so loud? Buddhist teachings provide profound insights into the nature of silence and its essential role in achieving inner peace. In Buddhism, silence is not merely about the absence of sound, but about creating a space for deep reflection, mindfulness, and understanding. It's in these quiet moments that we can be fully present, allowing ourselves to observe life without judgment and connect with our true inner selves. The Buddha emphasized that wisdom is born from stillness. In silence, we can tune into the subtle truths of the universe, truths that are often drowned out by the constant noise and distractions of daily life. It is within this stillness that we gain a better understanding of our own minds and begin to uncover the peace that has always existed within us. A core practice in Buddhism is meditation, which is often conducted in complete silence. Through meditation, we learn to quiet the constant chatter of the mind, observe our thoughts without attachment, and cultivate mindfulness. This process reveals that silence is not simply an absence of sound, but rather a state of heightened awareness, clarity, and deep inner peace. Silence becomes a powerful tool for personal growth and spiritual transformation. Let me share a story from the Buddhist tradition that illustrates the power of silence beautifully. There was once a young monk who was struggling with his thoughts and emotions. No matter how much he tried, he couldn't seem to find peace. His mind was constantly racing with worries, doubts, and distractions. He felt lost in the noise of his own mind, unable to focus or find clarity. Frustrated, the young monk approached his wise master for guidance. He expected the master to give him some complex teaching or a set of instructions to quiet his mind. But instead, the master simply smiled and invited the monk to follow him to a secluded riverbank, far from the noise and bustle of the temple. At first, the young monk felt restless and anxious. His thoughts were still racing, and he found it difficult to sit still in the silence. He was so used to the noise and distractions of his mind that the silence felt uncomfortable. But as they sat there together in stillness, something began to shift. The young monk started to notice the sounds of nature around him, the gentle flow of the river, the rustling of the leaves in the wind, the distant call of birds. Slowly, these sounds blended into a soothing symphony, and the monk found himself relaxing into the moment. As the external noise faded, he became more aware of the silence within himself. In that moment of quiet, the monk realized something profound. Silence wasn't just about the absence of noise. It was about creating a space for reflection, clarity, and understanding. The silence allowed him to observe his thoughts without judgment, to see them for what they were, passing clouds in the sky of his mind. He didn't need to chase his thoughts or force them to go away. He simply needed to be present and let them pass on their own. This realization was a turning point for the young monk. He understood that silence wasn't something to be feared or avoided. Instead, it was a powerful tool for self-discovery and inner peace. Through silence, he could find the answers he was seeking, not by trying to control his mind, but by letting go and allowing his true self to emerge. Zen teachings offer a unique perspective on silence, often described as the practice of no practice. This paradox reflects Zen's belief that enlightenment is not achieved through striving or doing, but through simply being. In silence, we stop trying to control our thoughts, emotions, or surroundings. Instead, we allow ourselves to exist fully in the present moment, free from judgment or expectations. In Zen meditation, or Zazen, silence plays a central role. The practice emphasizes sitting in stillness and observing without attachment. The objective is not to force the mind into quietude, but to release the desire to control or judge our thoughts. As we sit in silence, we become more aware of the natural rhythm of our breath, the sensations in our body, and the thoughts that come and go. Over time, we come to realize that we are not our thoughts, we are the awareness behind them. This silent observation fosters a deep sense of inner stillness, even amidst life's turbulence. Through Zazen, we learn that silence is not just the absence of external noise, but a profound state of being where clarity, understanding, and peace can flourish. This practice of mindfulness brings us closer to true peace and enlightenment. Now that we've explored how silence is understood in both Buddhist and Zen traditions, let's talk about how we can bring the power of silence into our everyday lives. In our fast-paced world, silence can feel like a luxury, something we don't have time for. But in reality, even small moments of silence can have a profound impact on our well-being. You don't need to spend hours in meditation to experience the benefits of silence. It can be as simple as taking a few minutes each day to sit quietly without distractions. You might find a peaceful spot in nature, like the young monk by the riverbank, or you might create a quiet space in your home where you can retreat from the noise of the world. The key is to allow yourself to be present in the silence without trying to control or change anything. Just sit, breathe, and observe. Notice the sounds around you, the sensations in your body, and the thoughts in your mind. Don't judge them or try to push them away. Just let them be. Over time, you'll find that this practice of silence helps you to cultivate a deeper sense of peace and clarity. Another way to bring silence into your life is through mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment without distraction or judgment. You can practice mindfulness in silence by paying attention to your breath, your movements, or the sounds around you. This helps to quiet the mental noise and bring you back to the present moment. So, what are the benefits of embracing silence in our lives? First and foremost, silence helps us to reduce stress and anxiety. When we're constantly bombarded by noise, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and mentally exhausted. But by creating space for silence, we allow our minds to rest and recharge. Silence also helps us to gain clarity and perspective. When we're caught up in the noise of life, it can be difficult to see things clearly. But in silence, we can step back and observe our thoughts and emotions without getting caught up in them. This allows us to make better decisions and respond to life's challenges with greater wisdom. Finally, silence helps us to cultivate a deeper sense of peace and contentment. In a world that is constantly pushing us to do more, achieve more, and be more, silence reminds us that we are enough just as we are. It helps us to connect with our true selves and find peace in the present moment. As we wrap up, it's clear that silence is much more than just the absence of noise. It's a powerful tool for self-discovery, inner peace, and personal transformation. Whether we're practicing silent meditation, observing our thoughts in a mindful way, or simply taking a moment to breathe in the quiet, silence allows us to connect with the wisdom and peace that lie within. In a world that never stops moving, silence offers us a refuge, a place where we can rest, reflect, and grow. By embracing the power of silence, we can navigate through the noise of modern life with greater clarity, peace, and wisdom.